Hey everybody, it's Dave here from Dragonhill Games, and you're watching This Week in MTG Finance. As always, and before we get started, I want to thank MTG Stocks for allowing us to use graphical information for the purposes of this video. We're going to get straight to business this week, so let's dive right into our top 10 list, and we're going to start right here in the number 10 spot with Rot-Lung Reanimator. We've been getting a bunch of awesome new clerics in the last few sets, so it's no surprise that something like Rot-Lung Reanimator is up 75% this week. This guy offers amazing removal protection in that whenever he or another cleric you control dies, you replace it essentially with a 2/2 black zombie creature token. With all the focus on party mechanics and a new D&D theme set coming out next year, you can expect to see more tribal cleric decks making an appearance in your commander playgroup. Taking up the number 9 spot this week, we have a reserve list card, and that would be Flooded Shoreline from Visions, currently valued at $9.40, and this is up 88% this week. I actually did a video on speculative investments back on September 1st. If you're interested in checking that out, I'll put that up here in the top right corner for you. This one was number 5 on my list, and at the time, it was valued at just $1.50. Here we are a month later, almost $10. I'm surprised this card hasn't got more attention in Commander. For just 2 blue mana, we get an enchantment, and that at any time we can pay 2 blue and return 2 islands we control to our hand to return target creature to its owner's hand. Not only good as spot sort of board control, but also works really well with all of the landfall stuff we're seeing from Zendikar Rising. Taking up the number 8 spot this week, we have Rashida Scalebane from Mirage, another reserve list card, and it's been on our list a couple of times over the course of the last couple of weeks. To be honest, I really don't understand why this card is moving. I've tried to look into what's causing the price on this card to move. Over on EDH Rec, it appears in 11 decks. It's in 1 deck as a commander, so to be honest with you, I just really don't get why this card is moving. If you know, why don't you let me know in the comments section below. It's a pretty terrible card. For 5 mana, we're getting a 3/4 that we can tap to destroy an attacking or blocking dragon, and then we gain an amount of life equal to that dragon's power. I mean, I guess it could be a meta call if you've got a couple of dragon decks in your local playgroup, but other than that, I really just don't see any kind of reason why this card would move. Just because something is on the reserve list doesn't make it worth investing in. Our number 7 winner is one of my favorite cards from back in the day, and that would be Aladdin from Arabian Nights. Currently valued at $77, and this thing's up 115% this week. Really fun way to mess with your opponents. For just 3 mana, we can tap Aladdin and gain control of a target artifact, and we keep that artifact until we lose control of Aladdin. Awesome card in red for Commander. There's a bunch of rogues on our list this week, and the first one to make an appearance in the number 6 spot is Thieves Guild Enforcer, recently printed in Core Set 2021. Currently valued around $4.75, and this is up 262% this week. Slots really well into the brand new Anwan deck that was released alongside Zendikar Rising. And Thieves Guild Enforcer is also getting a ton of play in Standard. Continuing with rogues for just a minute, our number 5 winner, Inkfathom Infiltrator from Shadowmoor, is up 270% this week to $5.63. Another card that slots really well into the brand new Anwan Rune Thief deck. That deck really wants rogues, and it really wants rogues to get through, and Inkfathom Infiltrator fits the bill. Straight back to the reserve list with our number 4 winner, that's Ring of Immortals from Legends, currently valued at $62.50, and Ring of Immortals is up 306% this week. Seems like a decent way to protect your stuff in Commander. For 5 mana, we're getting an artifact that you can pay 3, and the wording's really been cleaned up on this. I like that a lot better. It's basically a pay 3, tap, counter an instant or aura spell that targets a permanent you control. Seems like a decent way to protect some of your stuff in Commander. Our number 3 winner has had the most bizarre investment track over the course of the last 5 years or so. Polar Kraken is a reserve list card, so it definitely has that going for it, and it's up another 524% this week to $12.50. Most of its life it spends in the sort of $1 to $2 range. That's kind of where it should be. It is a reserve list card, so every once in a while it gets some attention and has a massive buyout, especially in times like this when reserve list investing is all of the rage. It's a pretty terrible card, let's be honest, but but there's a lot of nostalgia surrounding this card. Even I remember opening these back in the day when I was playing in Ice Age, and I think it was the first sort of big baddie to be over 10 power, if I'm not mistaken. At 11/11 trample, it's a pretty tough beast to deal with if you can manage to get it going. I really do love the art on this card. A bunch of polar bears facing off against a giant glacier devouring worm. Really cool card, a whole bunch of nostalgia surrounding this original big baddie. Getting right back to the rogues, in the number 2 spot, we have Keeper of Keys from Conspiracy Take the Crown. The only printing of this card valued at $6.50, and this is up 550% this week. Another really awesome card to slot into Anwan. For 5 mana, we're getting a human rogue mutant. That's a 4/4. When it enters the battlefield, you become the monarch, and at the beginning of your upkeep, if you're the monarch, creatures you control can't be blocked this turn. As I mentioned previously in the video, Anwan really wants rogues, and it really wants rogues to be able to get through, so Keeper of Keys is a perfect fit for that deck. And our big winner this week, Nebuchadnezzar from Legends, is up 1,432%, valued at $200, and I think this is actually sort of some listing manipulation. Be very careful with a card like this. It's not actually on the reserve list. Now, supplies on this card are definitely low, that's true, and if we head on over to eBay, we can actually see that Legends Nebuchadnezzars, if this was reprinted in Chronicles, so those are worth like $1 or $2, but the actual original Legends printing start around $50 for damaged copies and quickly head up into the $100 to $300 sort of dollar range. Again, not a reserve list card, so a card you would definitely want to be very careful in investing in this week. Regardless, Nebuchadnezzar is our big winner, up over 1,400%. Alright, before I get to cards I'm investing in this week, as always, if you're a subscriber, you know I want to thank you for being here. I really appreciate your support. And if you're looking for a way to support this channel, you can always head over to www.dragonhillgames.com. We've got a massive Halloween sale on right now, a really great deal on pre-orders for Commander Legends. In fact, we're looking for a couple more people to sponsor videos. So if that's something that you're interested, go ahead and check that out. Alright, let's kick things off this week with my value pick for the week, and that would be Aloro Ageless Ascetic from Commander 2013. Currently valued at $13.75, and although this is not maybe a great investment price, it is definitely a good price to be picking it up if you're looking at building Aloro for yourself. He is, after all, one of the top 25 commanders. Recently had a reprint in the list. Actually, the list printing is a little bit more valuable even at $15. Now, the list is kind of funny. We have ongoing and continuing supply issues with especially stuff that's been printed in the US. So there was nowhere near enough set boosters out there to meet the demand, and therefore there wasn't really a lot of list cards opened, so the list is not actually affecting many prices. Great time to be picking up Aloro at $13.75. Theros Beyond Death was one of the least open sets in Magic history, and Shadowsphere is a clear winner from that set. $7.75, a great time to be picking up this card. This card has been trending upwards since May, and it's going to continue on that path. It gets play in virtually every format, both as mainboard and sideboard tech. I mean, it's even getting play in Legacy, and of course, Commander. Now is a great time to be picking up Shadowsphere at just $7.75. Mangara the Diplomat is totally flattened out around $6.50, so now's definitely the time to be picking this card up if you're looking at adding some to your collection or for investment purposes. I really like this guy for a couple of reasons. Tribal Clerics are definitely going to be a thing going forward, and he's also just really good value in Commander. For 4 mana, we're getting a 2/4 lifelinker. Whenever an opponent attacks with creatures, if 2 or more of them are attacking you, you get to draw cards, and whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, you also draw a card. So super good value in Commander, a card that can slot into almost every white deck. I've said it before and I'm gonna say it again. Our speculation play for the week is Arkhan of Ameria from the brand new Zendikar Rising set. I really want to drive the value of this card home. At $3 for the extended art version, it's a great pickup. Even the regular pack version is still under $1. This card's getting all kinds of attention in all kinds of formats, including Vintage, Legacy, and Modern. Great in Death and Taxes, but super good in Commander. For just 3 mana, we're getting a 2/3 flyer that's got Rule of Law stapled onto it, and on top of that, non-basic lands your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. Incredible overall value, Great pickup for the extended art, around $3, and an even better pickup for the regular pack version at still under $1. All right, I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode of This Week in MTG Finance. If you did, go ahead and smash that like button. It really helps me out, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.